You know me much more as a piano player than anything else, but sometimes it takes me learning a different instrument for me to be really clear about the steps that we need on piano. And in this video, I want to talk about a particular step that may seem really basic, but it might be just the thing that you need to help relieve frustration and set you on the path toward faster keyboard learning. My name is Peter. Thanks for joining me at Our Worship Sound, where we're making worship keyboard technique and technology easier. So the thing I've been working on with guitar lately is learning some jazz tunes. And just like piano, it requires a much different approach to playing chords than I'm used to. And I find that there's some tunes I'm just having a hard time getting around the chords, and there's some songs I just have no idea where to even begin. But what I found in that is the thing I need to go back to is just to really simplify everything and get back to just getting comfortable with finding the roots of the chords. And especially on guitar, you need to be really confident with these top two strings and knowing every single fret and what note. Because until you have that, you're not going to know where to place the chord or even what chord shape to use with it. And I think the same is kind of true on piano, that we need to get really comfortable with not only the placement of the chords and the roots, that is, but also the timing of them. So we're going to use a little video magic and get rid of the guitar and go to the piano. Now there are 3 times where I think this might be just the step that you need. And one of them is when you're just learning a song and you're learning to keep up with the timing of the chords and everything. So we're going to take this chorus, which is in the key of E, and we're going to focus on just getting the roots in time. And there's going to be 1 measure per chord change, so I'm going to start my drum loop here and focus on just getting the roots of these chords in time. And A, 2, 3, 4, F sharp, 3, 4, E, 2, 3, 4, C sharp, and then the pattern repeats. So you notice there's some different symbols along with these chords, with the numbers and then the little M's on 2 of the chords, and we don't have to worry about any of that just yet. We want to be comfortable getting around with the roots. And you'll notice I wasn't particularly picky about which fingers I used for the notes. It's just about getting on the right notes however way we can. So that's one case, is just when we're getting comfortable with the chords of a new song. Another case I can think of is when we're playing from a chord chart that just has the numbers of the chords instead of the letters, or if we're trying to transpose a song or a chord progression into a different key. So we're going to take this same chord chart, but now we have numbers instead of letters, and we're going to play it in the key of C. So what this 4 and the 2 and the 1 and the 6 means is we're going to build the chords based on the scale numbers for that key. We're going to play this in the key of C major, so make it easy, just all naturals. So that means the 4 is going to be the 4th note of the scale, so we're just going to play F. And then the 2 is the D, 1 is C, and then the 6th chord is going to be played based on A. So this step of just playing the roots is going to really make this process simpler and just help us to get on the right start with that. So I'm going to start my drum loop again. Again, 1 chord per measure. Start on the 4 chord, which is F. 2, 3. Now the 2 chord. 2, 3. And the 1, 2, 3. And go down to the 6. 2, 3, 4. So again, if you're transposing or you're working from more of a numbers-based chart, that would be a really good technique. Just focus on playing the roots. Make it easier on yourself and help set you up to move faster later on. The third thing I can think of where this would be really useful is when you're struggling to find the right timing for the chords. Maybe the chords are syncopated, they're just not changing when you would expect them to. So it's really important, before we try to work in the other notes of the chords, just try to get the timing of the chord progression down, and playing the roots is a great way to do that. So I'm going to start the drum loop for this one. So that would be the type of a song where it'd be difficult to try to put in all the chord notes right from the beginning, and just playing the roots allows us to just put the focus on the timing, and then we can add the chords back in later. It's just a step in the process that, like I said, we might feel like, we should be beyond this or want to be farther ahead in the process in this, but there's nothing more frustrating than trying to work on step 3 or 4 when you should actually be working on step 2. Because in working on step 2, it will enable those next steps to go faster and for you to be more successful. So I hope that will set you up for less frustration and faster learning on piano. There's one more thing that you can do to help you move forward with piano, and that is if you go to hourshipsound.com/keyboard, there's a free guide that you can download, and it just lays out some of the more important videos on my YouTube channel, and it just lays them out in a sequence that will help you understand the steps that you need to learn piano. So check that out at hourshipsound.com/keyboard. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.